Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're two sisters Southern cooking. Debbie. So it is that time of the year again where we're doing our 9 days of Thanksgiving, and this is a sweet potato pie based loosely on Patti Labelle's recipe. Now, I don't know if you've ever had her sweet potato pie from Walmart, which is kind of like a line that she has, and I'm telling you, it's probably one of the best sweet potato pies I have ever had. And when I started scourging around looking for recipes, I was like, I can make this, but I want to make it my way. So there'll be some interchanged ingredients in there that I've added, taken away, and stuff like that. So this is our version of what Patti Labelle made for her sweet potato pie. So we do the Mississippi Reds over at the fruit stand. So I got one large. And how many pounds is this, Elsie?
About 1.5 pounds to 1.25 pounds, so between 1 1/4 and 1 1/2.
You're gonna need 2 cups of the sweet potato puree. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these into cubes, and we're going to put them in a pot and boil them. So when we do that, we will take the GoPro to the stove and we will show you that part of it. We're going to put it into the food processor, and when we do that, then we're going to go ahead and just put it into our pie crust. And we are using the Jiffy pie crust today. I'm trying to make things easy. So with the last recipe, Elsie is making her butternut squash stuffing, and it's a cornbread stuffing, and we're using the Jiffy cornbread mix. Because the last thing in the world you want to do is to make things from scratch. If you can add stuff in it that is really good and delicious and tried and true, and just add it into your recipe, because you're going to be rushing. It's Thanksgiving. Everybody's going to want food on the table, and you're going to be trying to get your food on the table. So it's just so much easier if you have things that will help you, give you that good homemade taste, but it doesn't cost a lot of time. All right, I'm gonna go put these into a pot on the stove to boil, and I'm gonna take the GoPro in there, so just follow along. This is the part where we put the sweet potatoes into the hot water and we bring it to a boil. We boil it for about 30 minutes until it is fork tender, and then we take it off the stove, we drain it, and we allow it to cool down, and then we're able to puree it in the food processor. All right, our sweet potatoes are done. They are fork tender, so I'm just gonna drain the liquid off. I have a pot with a lid here that has drain holes in it, so we're gonna take it to the sink and just pour the water off of them and let them cool down just a little bit before we go ahead and make our sweet potato pie. Hey y'all, it's Debbie. So I am going to go ahead and get started with the food processor. Everything is going in the food processor, and that's how I'm gonna mix it up. Now, if you don't have a food processor, you can use a blender to mix up your sweet potatoes. If you don't have a blender, you can always use a mixer or good old-fashioned arm work. So we're using the Jiffy pie crust here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sprinkle a little bit of my brown sugar in the bottom. I'm not pre-baking this. I know that Patti Labelle's recipe does, but like I said, this is our way of doing things. And I'm just going to sprinkle some brown sugar into the bottom just so it doesn't get soggy, but it gives it a nice flavor. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish that off. We're trying to give you ideas on how to do things that tastes really good, but it's not going to kill you the day of Thanksgiving or the day of Christmas, whatever your holiday is. So I have a beautiful Mississippi red sweet potato that has been cooked. It actually has been cooled down, so I wanted to make sure that it was cold, so we didn't end up scorching ourselves, because the butter is going to do that enough, because we had to melt the butter. So, and this is a little over a pound of sweet potato here. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add in my ingredients, and this is going to make it very liquidy here. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my half and half, my egg, I have a plethora of seasonings here, allspice, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and of course the rest of that good brown sugar. And our butter. Now, when you do get your sweet potatoes pureed, everything goes in. It's not a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Put everything in there. All right. Here we go. Okay, I do believe we should be at a puree right now. It looks fabulous, darling. All right. This is going to be so good. See, so many people worry about the sweet potatoes having strings in them. If you have the opportunity to get the Mississippi Reds, I strongly recommend that you get it. And they are pretty much the ones that do not have hardly any strings at all. They're just absolutely the smoothest sweet potato you've ever had. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pour in our sweet potato mix. Look how smooth. It is just perfect. You don't have to worry about this being stringy. You don't have to strain it. You don't have to do anything. This pie is ready to go into the oven, and I'll put it in the description box below or above, depending on if it's Facebook or YouTube, and I will tell you how long to bake it for and at what temperature. All right, folks, this is done. So the next thing we're doing, pumpkin pie. Yes, we were going to do the pumpkins, but Roger ran out of pumpkins over at the fruit stand, so we weren't able to get any to be able to make some from scratch, so we have to use pumpkin puree. So there you go. Isn't that pretty, y'all? All right, we'll show you what it looks like when it's done baking. God bless. I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're Two Sisters Southern Cooking. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.